Hey everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this new style of minimal tech house that's super popular, Repopulate Mars style, sort of like Beatport style, Kyle Walker style, all that kind of stuff. As usual, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video is available at the top of the description. Definitely don't miss out. This could be a really great foundation to build the best track of your career. Links at the top of the description, like I said. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 127 BPM. House is getting a little bit faster, but it gives it a really nice, more upbeat kind of feel, right? And the first thing you always start with house music is the kick and the bass. These things are a lot of what you're hearing in the track. So you have to really make sure these are solid, and then you can go and do the rest of it. So the first thing I always start with is the kick. With this big, just fat, really boomy tech house kick. It's really kind of like a 909. I'm converting it to mono as well, and then we have the bass line. Which, as you can see, it's just one note, right? It's really simple, but what makes it unique is, and what makes it interesting is we're playing with the note lengths here and creating these little stabs with that one note, which creates a really nice groove between all the short notes. Like if you just make that long, it's not quite the same. Now, for the sound on this one, it's actually very, very simple to make these. It's like a very simple sound that you kind of just turn up loud and let it really boom. So what we're doing is actually just two sine waves doing a little bit of FM. You can see this one is a bit shorter, and then this one is just adding a little bit of punch on there. We've got a low pass filter, bringing down. You can hear just making it a bit deeper, getting rid of that click. And then we also have a little pitch envelope to give it some punch. Then I have this shaper here. So what this is doing is we're mapping this to the gain of this utility, and it's giving you almost like a sidechain effect, but you can control it a lot more. And then on the group there, we just have an EQ cutting out everything below 40 Hertz to kind of clean it up and make sure the master doesn't get too crunchy. If I turn that off, check it out. You can't quite put your finger on it, but all of a sudden the track is a little bit messier. And then when I turn it back on, it sounds more like the pro tracks again. Alright, so then we have the hi-hats. So it starts with the main hi-hat, which is two layers. So we got a 909 hi-hat, and then an 808 hi-hat, right? You can hear just kind of, they complement each other really well. And then we have this shaker. I noticed this in a lot of these tracks. You can see this, the velocity going up, so it's like this shaker, having that can make or break this groove. If I turn it off, that's actually really important. And then these hi-hats, which is just basically a drum rack with a bunch of different hi-hats. And you can see they're just bouncing around, kind of playing off of everything else that's happening. We have a high-pass filter on those. And then we have the clap, which you can see is just a dry clap. This style, you keep it really simple. You don't really want to over-process stuff, but what it really shows you is just the power of just getting high-quality samples out the gate and rocking with that. Then we have all these little percussions. And this is where we're trying to get a little bit more live with it. There's a certain organic element to this groove. I've noticed if you just have those main things I showed you, it's missing some life, and that's where all of these elements come in. So the first thing here would be this break beat. And what I'm doing is, I'll show you. So this is what I started with. Right? Sounds nothing like this. But what we're doing is I just took the and then I'm using this beats warp mode. If you set this to transients and then this like that, you can make it, it's like a transient shaper. So we're doing that just to give it some nice like shaker. I've got a high pass, a little bit of low pass too, to kind of like just chill out some of those highs. And then this auto pan to make it bounce off of the kick. Then we have this drum rack with a bunch of rim shots. You can hear it's actually pretty busy, but this fits in really nicely in the background. We have a few different hi-hats. You can see this one's pretty cool. It's got like a high pass filter moving around, or a band pass with an LFO on it, so you hear it kind of shifting. And then we have this like live percussion, like almost like some hand percussion. And I've got an auto pan on that, making it bounce off of the kick. And so that's the main group, and that's really like 90% of what you're hearing in the track, right? Now, the thing is, you need some, this is all very static, right? It's just like one thing over and over loop. And that's why you need some extra sort of like background sounds. You need some things that are coming in and out that, you know, aren't just like the main groove. And that's essentially what makes house music. It's the contrast between, yes, this is like just one loop over and over, but then you're going to also have these things down here, and like they're going to be coming in and out. And it's the contrast between the very busy stuff and the stuff that's just here and there. Right? So what we're doing down here is really, it's just a bunch of different little bass stabs. There's like a vocal. There's some white noise. That's literally just white noise, but it's got a cool little 16th note thing. This vocal, I pitched it up to get it in time. This one, all this is just two sine waves doing a little bit of FM. You're getting that sound because the second one's an octave lower. Like if I put it back up, see, that kind of creates that like whoom. We've got a pitch envelope going up, right? A little bit of a low pass filter. You know, it's just these little tiny sounds that just fill in. This one's really similar to that too. You can see, you know, you don't want these to be too in your face. So these little things like that work. You know, there's these two little bass stabs I made with Operator. This is just like, they're both playing C, the same note that the other bass was playing. It's just nice how they groove together. But this one is made with a saw wave and a bit of FM from a sine wave. And then just a low pass filter with an envelope. That's how you get that brown. And it's really the timing on the decay on the envelope that took the most time just to dial that in, so you really get a nice brown. Just getting that time right. And then this one, it's actually a really similar patch. You know, this one again, saw wave with a sine wave, and this has another sine wave at the end, an octave up like that. And then just a high pass filter. And there it is. So, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, the presets, everything from this video is available right in the top of the description on my website. Don't miss out. It's a really accessible, affordable template. It's one of the highest quality ones on the market that'll actually sound like the tracks you guys are trying to make. You know, this is going to help you immediately to take your tracks to the next level. I promise you, I put a ton of time into studying this stuff and really learning how to make this stuff sound right, and you can benefit from that. So go grab that. Links at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.